Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We made it to day 20. 6 days to go. And feeling a little burnt out. We're feeling a little burnt out. I'm a little surprised I'm feeling so burnt out, but it makes sense. These are 20 days in a row is a long time. It's a lot of days to wake up and do puzzles. All right. I don't I usually wake up and start coding, but waking up and starting and doing puzzles, especially some of these harder puzzles. Maybe it was just yesterday. Maybe yesterday was just not a seeing the puzzle that was like, oh, it's one of these was challenging. But I did. I spent too much time optimizing, and then I read some solutions after I optimized a bunch and was like, oh, that would have been the way to do it. I wish I'd done breadth first search. So mine was like a depth first search solution. Oh, mine is so gross. Like, I want to refactor it, but I also never want to touch it again. Let's check it out. Oh, that's right. You ended up doing a Monte Carlo simulation, right? Let's zoom in here. This is your sample input. Okay. Part 1. Solution 1, solution 2. Solution 1. Factory.max quality. I'm a little confused here. Oh, I guess max quality level must be yeah, there it is. It's a See, my brain is working so poorly right now. I thought this was a field. Let me wake up. Gotta get us a splash of cold water on the face. Geodes Blueprint 24. We're looking at SMAB solution G. We managed to come up with the solution yesterday. A SMAB. Oh, okay. Well, we're about to. All right. Well, if you want to come back in 3 minutes or just step away for 3 minutes, I'm just looking at this solution. It's if you don't want any spoilers, that is. If you want some hints without spoilers, let me know. If you want some hints without spoilers, let me know. I'd be happy to talk about how I did it and then how SMAB did it. I did it in not the best way either, and then how people did it on. I looked at some solutions on Reddit after I got mine down to like 7 seconds. Part 2, I got down to 7 seconds with an optimal solution. But man, was it not the most fun. Max quality. Max quality. We're gonna do 100,000 loops. This is the Monte Carlo. Do 100,000 geodes. Can I? Should I? Can I build? Should I build? Those are so much better than what I named mine. These make more sense. Mine were like million or reasonable choice. Yeah. Yeah, this was just not a this was not a fun. Yesterday's was just not fun. Let me put it that way. It did not feel fun at all while doing it. The elephants one, at least with the elephants like pulling the lever and stuff, for some reason that one felt fun-ish to me. This one just felt like a chore. But this past SMAB, yours did. Looks like you have solution 1 and solution 2 in here. Um, solution 2. Max Geo. Gee, I did. Oh, okay. So for the second one, you had to run it 1,000,000 times to get close. How long did this take? And was 1,000,000 sufficient enough to get the best answer every time, or most of the time? I think with some about a minute. I think with some heuristics, where you basically favor Gotcha. Got a little bit lucky. Yeah. So I will say I'll talk about mine just briefly. Just briefly. What was that, day 19? Yeah. I'm gonna talk about mine just briefly, but God, was it awful. And my code is just so horrible. God. It's bad. It's bad. So, reasonable choice. This is supposed to return a list of robots that is the options that it's reasonable to choose, rather than all of them. The one thing that I couldn't quite get rid of is there's sometimes when so my part 2 works if I remove this line. So where my part 2 says like, oh, don't do nothing. If you can build a robot, make one. But that's not the optimal solution always. If I comment out these, the other thing was if you can build a geode robot and if you can build an obsidian robot, you should just do that. And I'm pretty sure it's based off the cost. I can build cases where that's, not definitely degenerate. There are situations given blueprints where it's definitely not the case. But there are given the high cost, if you look at the inputs, the cost of these 2 bots is so great compared to the clay and ore bots that it is true. And so there's like this, if you do this, it gets down to like sub 1 second, adding this and this in, where if you can make that, just do it. Don't even check the other ones. But it turns out not to be the case, and it's like 10 seconds if I comment these out. The thing is, my search space blows up because of this. And so basically I put... It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't even want to look at this anymore. If you're interested, I'll talk about it, but I don't even want to... It's so bad. I'm gonna move on. It's so bad. New... Let's just move on to day 20. Let's try and be happy. I haven't even read day 20 yet. Oh God, I don't ever want to come back to... Okay. Well, it always worries me when someone says that, because there have been a few where I'm like, oh, that is easy. Let me implement it some stupid way to make my life nice and hard. But I hope that's not true. I hope this is just a fun little puzzle here. God. Yeah, yesterday's the only day where I was just like grumpy about it, not having fun. Every other day I was having some fun. Yes. But no fun was had. Alright. Grove positioning system. It's finally time to meet back up with the elves. When you try to contact them, however, you get no reply. Perhaps you're out of range. You know they're headed to the grove where the starfruit grows, so if you can figure out where that is, you should be able to meet back up with them. Fortunately, your handheld device has a file that contains the grove's coordinates. Unfortunately, the file is encrypted, just in case the device were to fall into the wrong hands. Maybe you can decrypt it. When you were still back at camp, you overheard some elves talking about coordinate file encryption. The main operation involved in decrypting the file is called mixing. The encrypted file is a list of numbers. To mix the file, move each number forward or backward in the file a number of positions equal to the value of the number being moved. The list is circular, so moving a number off one end of the list wraps back around to the other end as if the ends were connected. Circular! So we got like a circular array, a circular linked list. For example, to move the one in the sequence 4, 5, 6, 1, the 1 moves 1 position forward. Alright, so, okay. To move the -2 in sequence, like 4, -2, but the 2 moves backwards 2 positions, so 1, 2. So it moves off the end, comes back to the beginning. The numbers should be moved in the order they originally appear in the encrypted file. Numbers moving around during the mixing process do not change the order in which the numbers are moved. Okay. So you move them in this order, but shift them around. Okay, I think I get it. How big is my input? So my question is, do I need to implement a linked list? Doesn't look like it. This looks small enough that I don't think I'll need an actual linked list. Oh, yeah, I think I can cheat. A linked list actually would be horrifically bad because you'd have to jump around it a bunch. The challenge is when you move this, it's gonna mix up the index of your next one. So there's gonna be a little bit of trickiness there. G, welcome back. Today's part 1 looks relatively straightforward, but like you gotta keep things together in your head to make sure it works. This is one where writing some tests would probably be really, really helpful. But we'll see how much we can get done without doing that. So this is like a circular array, which is an implement. Like my student sign, we do circular arrays as our code, but there's a circular array project that I do with my students. Let me change that. There's a circular array project that I've done with my students in the past that is pretty fun. It's a little diddly thing. The challenge here, one of the things that's annoying is removing something from the middle. It's like horribly inefficient, but I think our puzzle size isn't big enough for it to matter. New file, input. Yeah, 5,000 elements. I'm not sure what if there is a particularly efficient one, since you're because the things shift around, you don't just swap them. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a naive thing, and hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt. I'm just gonna use the built-in list, the array list that's in C# to do it. So we just need a new file. Oh man, my keyboard, my C and D key are starting to die on me, which makes me really sad. I've had this keyboard for 12 years. I have a Kinesis Advantage, a $400 keyboard. And I'm really sad that my C and D key are busted, are starting to wear out. I took it apart and cleaned it yesterday, and that doesn't seem to have fixed it. Circular array. So we have a circular array. And so I'm going to implement like a remove and an insert. So if I have a remove and an insert on a circular array, it should be pretty straightforward. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Because I have to keep track of the next thing. Maybe I shouldn't even deal with doing circular array. Maybe I should just try and solve it directly. My input. Well, let's get this just for fun, and this is gonna have a list. Probably gonna regret using int here, aren't I? Oh, these don't seem crazy. Part 2 is probably gonna have me doing some crazy modular arithmetic or something with giant numbers. Just for fun, let's go with long. Because we seem to always want longs in Advent of Code. Backing or list. Public, static, circular array, parse, string, row, in rows. List of long data. New. I don't even know if I need to do this here. Is equal to rows dot select long dot parse dot to lists. Yeah, I think this is it. This the easiest parse we have to date. Rows dot select dot long. Oh, I gotta say new circular array. That okay. So keeping track of my index of what I'm gonna do. So I need to keep track of when I move a thing, how does it affect my other index? And then we have like we have negative numbers. So we got to figure out where it goes. We have these big negative numbers. My guess is this list, yeah, this list has 5,000 things in it, but I can move 6,800 times. So I'll have to apply, it's like its current position plus this much mod the length of the list should be the new list sign. Where it's going to be. So just to wrap my brain around it, I'm gonna write some helpers. Public int next index. I'm gonna take an index and then it's gonna examine an element in our list. So it's gonna say current index is, oh, I already have the current index. Long value is let's change these all to longs. I'm not used to programming with longs. Maybe I should go back to int just so my brain. I know I'm gonna have to switch it later because something crazy is gonna happen. It's gonna be something stupid in the next one where multiply it by 1 trillion or something. All right, so we have. This is a misnomer right now. Kind of. So it's backed by a list. This is not a linked list. G. So this is a like if you were in Java or another thing. This is just an array list. But this is dynamic array, I believe. But yeah, the idea is, I was thinking about making a circular array, but this is just a misnomer. This is should just be called solver. Yeah. At first I thought I was gonna do it, and then I decided that's probably just too much work, so I'm gonna rename it solver. So int next ix. Yeah, this is just an array. So the next index is going to be our list at ix plus ix. So that's going to give us our raw. God, I cannot. All right. Okay, I'm gonna regret this. I am gonna regret this. I already know it. It doesn't want to index by longs. Oh, or am I? Return 0. Yeah. Let's go with int. And then we're gonna mod it. And this isn't quite right because this could be a negative number, and mod does. Can't never quite remember. Modding of negative numbers, you have to do something slightly different. Count. God dang it. Gosh. Alright, I'm gonna do int until... Yeah, so modding a negative number, you have to do something. Alright, so if we want, let's say we have a list. Let's do our example list here. Circular. Let's say we want to move this -3. Yeah, so int length equals 5. Int move equals negative. So let's say we want to move this thing back 3. Int start equals 1. So moving back there would be 0, 4, 3. So we want to end up at position 3. But if we did -2 mod 5, what does that give us? Negative, well, yeah. I want this to be 3, so I think I need to do plus. I need to, all right, so it'd be more if -20 becomes -22. Let me just be worse and worse at this. -2, so this, I'm gonna mod it first. That's gonna tell me how far I need to move it. And then I need to add 5 to it. And mod again. This should tell me the correct position. Yeah. So I need to do this silly thing. And there's probably a better way to do it, but this is the silly thing that I need to do to find my next position. So I mod it first, and I'm gonna mod it one more time. So then we do our next index plus list.count mod list.count. And this should get us, this should work for our negative cases as far as like the position we want to move to. I think. And then we need to, there's a little thing, so we're going to remove an element and then insert an element between two spots. All right, so we'll do public int move int public void move int from index int to index. Next ix. Okay, so we have a from index, we have a to index, and so we're going to take our from index. Oh, actually, yeah. So once we have this, this is going to move it for us. This is going to be a little helper, so we're going to use this to find where we're going to move from and to. And then this will give us back sort of like the next index we're supposed to work with, I think. So the idea is, oh god, it's a little bit trickier than so we're gonna do each one once, and then once we've done each one, we know we're done. So this one's gonna move 1 forward, but then we have to move 2, which happens to be in position 1. So the next index, all right, so we move 1, it moves it over, and then we move 2, 1, 2, and then we have to move -3, and it's sort of, we have to keep track of the positions. Let me think about it real quick. So this is where like a linked list would be nice. You'd be like, oh, well, I have a link. I just am pointing. You could just keep track of everything. So like move this thing that many elements. But then you'd be slow because you have to count how far forward and back you have to move. So position 1. So there's this idea of like keeping track of your positions. And then, all right, so we have this other, every time we do a move, we need to adjust the next index. All right, so we're gonna do list int indices. All right, and when we first make this, it's going to be a list that's index 0 through the size of our list. Is there a nice range dot? I want to do, yeah, I want to be able to do enumerable dot. I want to essentially loop range 0 to list dot count dot to list. Can I do this? All right, what does this look like? Let's go to 5. Indices. All right, does this give me, I just want to know if it's inclusive. No, it's not inclusive, so this will give me all the indices that I need. Okay, so every time I move something, I need to adjust where these indices are. So if I move something, like all the values either need to get up, increased by 1 or decreased by 1 to keep track of the next thing. So the idea then is that I loop over all my indices and move them to the appropriate spot. All right, so let's think through that. So if I move my from index to my to index, everything that is before this, let me think about that. Everything that, when we put it in somewhere, so this is the position I'm putting it, it gets removed from a spot. Everything from that left over doesn't change. Everything to the right, yeah, so we have a couple of things. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's say I'm moving this one. Here. Everything from D and E changed position. So I need to sort of, everything between those gets subtracted 1. If I went backwards, yeah, so I need to calculate the range of things between those two. So what would that be? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll have to update my indices. So my range, let's remove our element first. So the list that remove at from index. All right, so that removes it. And then list dot insert to index. I guess I got to keep track of that value. Int val equals list at from index val. This does the actual move. And then I need to update my indices. So everything, so there's a couple cases, because if I move it that way, if I went the other direction, it needs to shift them up. So it's sort of, if from index, if my to index is greater than my from index, I need to subtract 1. Else, increment. All right, and so in this case, yeah, this is my first time. This is an interesting puzzle. It's an interesting puzzle, G. It's not too bad. So we want to do enumerable dot range from index is, oh, this is interesting. Because I didn't think about this real quick. This value gets shifted a bunch. So the index that I'm currently on this C got moved to this new index. So then I'll have to update something in here. So I have to keep track of that. Well, yeah. So I was gonna move D and E first. I hadn't considered this. So D and E just need to get subtracted by 1. So like, it's gonna be my enumerable, my range from my from index to my to index. What did I do wrong here? So like each one of these, I do a for loop here. So for int I equals 0 from index I is less than 2 index I plus plus, and then my indices at I get reduced by 1. So these indices reduce by 1, and then so this is keeping track of the position of each element in the order that we need to iterate over them. So this is a list of indices associated with the numbers in our original list. And then here it would be to index, from index. This one would increase them. And what I was saying though is that I haven't modified the index of C. So this indices array is keeping track of where A is, where B is separately. And then I got to update my C, so my actual that's why I'm like, I'm not 100% sure this is correct. It's like from index plus I'm doing something incorrect here. Yeah, I'm doing something not quite right. I'm thinking that, or I'm just approaching it incorrectly. Need to update my from index. Hang on. My from index to my to index. Really, I want to update some element in my list to go to a different index. This is keeping track of, oh man, it is early for me. 0 I don't think there's a problem. I think I've confused myself with my own solution here. I think I've just confused myself. My ability to understand what I was doing has evaporated. That's the problem. I don't think I have it. No, I haven't finished writing move. That's the whole thing. I haven't finished writing it, and so my brain, there's like this sinking suspicion that something has gone wrong here. This isn't my from index. This should actually be my element I'm about to do something really, really silly, I think. So I need a mapping from this is keeping track of the original indices. Yeah, I let myself get turned around. I let myself get turned around. So I'm not even sure I'm doing the right thing here. This is a list of indices ordered by the order that the elements were in my list initially. All right, so my idea, all right, let me not even worry about this. Public void solve. So solve should do the following four. Int ix in indices for each. All right, so the idea is that this is the index I need to look at. So it loops through and says this is the index where the element is I want to move. And then I'm going to say next index of ix. And then I'm going to call move ix to ix. All right, so this will do the actual move. And then I need to update the values in my... This is sort of like what I want to do. This is going to modify the values in this list, so I really can't do it this way. Can I? Yeah, I'm for int I equals 0, I less than indices. I don't know that this is a int from index is equal to indices at I. So we're gonna get the index of the thing in that order. So we found that index. I know that's why I'm getting myself confused because I'm doing indices of indices. So like my mapping here, I am not sure this mapping is correct. So I'm doing from index to index. All right. So this needs to give me back this actual move. This is sort of what I want to do, and then my list should be in the correct order. All right. So if I do this, my list will be in the correct order. So my move needs to do a couple things. Update the actual list. What's funny is I don't even know. All right, so update the actual list. So this updates the actual list. Update. Then I need to update my indices, right? So I'm going to need the indice that I modified. To be able to change it, as well as yeah, so this is like a maybe slightly more like a potentially like some efficient route. Yeah. Luckily, my students are on vacation, so I don't. I'm technically on vacation too. So then updating the things that moved is interesting because this is the order. I'm gonna have to like scan this thing to say, okay. So my list of indices, I have to be like, okay, which of these happen to be pointing at the indices that I adjusted and update those. And that is kind of interesting. Yeah. So I need to update my indices next. Okay. So I think I know what I'm doing here now. So instead, all right, so these are the indices that I need to subtract, and these are the indices that I need to increase. And so I kind of got to do this really dirty thing here, where I actually have to loop through this entire list and say, okay, which ones happen to be that index, right? So this list should always have the numbers 0 through 5,000 or whatever it happens to be. And I need to locate the index of that thing. So we're gonna do something kind of gross. Indices dot index of I. Index of. So this is pretty slow. This is gonna be bad. I'm not happy with this. There's a better way to do this. And so then we do indices index of minus minus, like that. So we go and we find it and we subtract it. Similar, this one increases it. And then I update that one. So then my indices of I is equal to my 2 index. So this kind of maintains it. Yeah, this is where I let myself get confused because I have to find my index inside of this. So this is pretty bad. I have to find my index inside of this. And so I have this horrible thing going on here. So not only is this highly inefficient, this is also highly inefficient. But the question is, does it work? Does it work? I don't think this is gonna work off the bat because this is a really, I think this is a really weird solution to this. Solver s equals new solver, or solver.parse rows, and then string rows equals file.readAllLines example.txt s.solve. So this like changes the list under the hood, so it moves the list around. Console.write string.join s.list. All right, so this, we're just gonna see if this does this blow up? What's going on here? All right, so our list should be 1, 2, -3. Something went wrong. All right, so we're gonna write a stepper. So rather than solving it all at once, we're gonna write a thing that shows us each move. Public void step. I guess I could just print it out in here, actually. So console.writeLine moving list of from IX at from IX to IX. And then we'll print out the list here. String.join list. We'll do this first. We'll print it out. Console dot or thread dot no console dot read line. So I'm just gonna wait for me to press enter. Console.writeLine. My indices needs to get modified, so there's indices string. This is a very strange, I think this is a very strange way to do this, by the way. I can think of a little bit more indices. All right, so we can sort of see where things go wrong now. Yeah, I'm printing all the steps out. All right, moving 1 at 0 to 1. All right, and my indices are broken. All right, so this should have a 0 here, I believe. Yeah, so I'm not updating my indices properly. Let me make sure that's true. Yeah, this 0 and 1 need to... Okay, so... Oh, hitting the wrong hotkey here. Okay, so... when I move... So we have the case... A, B, C, D, and I'm moving A to B, A, C, D, and so the indices were 0, 1, 2, 3, and now they should be 0, 2, 3. So my from index is 0. My to index is 1. This is proper. If my to index is greater than my from index, it is. I start at from index. Ah. So I really need to start at my from index plus 1. I think. And let's try the opposite. If I was going the other way. So I don't want to update the index that I moved. I need to update all the other indices. This, if I put it at the very end, there's a if I put it at the very end, this is gonna have an index issue. So this is why I'm not. All right, let's look at this case here. If I moved B here, let's say we did that, my from index would be 1, my to index would be 0, my to index is less than, so I start, yeah, I feel like I need to do plus 1 but I definitely need to update that. These are valid indices though, so it wouldn't be out of bounds. Feeling happy you rejected this approach? Yeah, this approach should be rejected. I'm pretty unhappy with my approach here. Moving 2 at 0 to index 2. All right. Oh, absolutely. It's very fiddly. There's lots of room for issues. Moving 1 at 0 to 1. Yeah, my rules here for how I'm doing it are bad. I'm really not happy with my choice here, and I may just cancel and do a split. I think I can just like break my arrays apart and shift them around, and they'll happily do their thing. But I'm going down this rabbit hole. Why not keep going down it, right? That's what I've done every day so far. Moving 1 at position 0 to 1. So now my 1 has index 1. So this is the index that I'm going to move next. All right. Moving 2 at position 0 to 2. So that moved 2 properly. 0 to 1. So now my -3 needs to get moved. Moving -3 from 1 to 5. So if it moves back, it'd be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know the indices of indices is not okay. So here we go. -3 is not moving correctly. It needs to move from -3 was at position 1, 0, 1 to position 5. Because it would move back 1, 2, 3. So it should be position 4. So then am I just selecting my next incorrectly? Feels interesting. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my next index. Corfless, good to see you, my friend. It's I'm getting I'm sad to say it, but I'm getting a little bit burnt out. I'm a little bit burnt out on it. So I take my index, I add it, and I mod it. Yeah, you know, we're on day 20. We're pushing through. We're gonna get there. And for my brain just can't wrap its head quite around moving back 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually feel after I remove this thing, hang on. After I remove it, am I actually inserting these in the right spot? Have I just gotten lucky? At 0 to 1. Why is my insert 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? Zero to 1. When I remove it, that my list changes sizes, and so should I do an insert first and then remove it? I feel like that is madness. Like those positions. Yeah, there's no silly path bug or anything. My brain, I think I'm just too tired for my brain to do this. It feels like it shouldn't be this hard. It really shouldn't be this hard, I don't think. So my 0 to 1. It's like if I'm negative, if I'm wrapping around the left side, for some reason I have to subtract 1, which doesn't make sense to me, except that, oh, it's because is it because I'm removing index 0? From 0 to 3. So when I remove index 0, it happens to work out. I love doing puzzles, but I think doing them every day with like with knowing that another puzzle's coming the next day, so you gotta do it, is a little bit what I would call a little stressful, I suppose. My next move from and to, I don't understand. Well, my next, I'm getting the next is wrong. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't quite understand why my next index is wrong. -3. in a list that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm at index 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to go -3. So 1 minus 3 equals -2. -2 would be 1, 2. Would be this position. 0, 2. -3. Hang on. I'm 2. 2 moves -3. Hang on. My brain, I can't do it. All right, initial arrangement. 1, 2, -3, 3, -2, 0, 4. 1 moves between 2 and -3. It needs to move forward 1. So 2, 1, -3. My indices update. 2 moves forward 2. 1, 2. All right. Now I'm here. -3 needs to move back 1, 2, 3 spaces. One would put it here, 2 would put it here, 3. But I'm getting back. I'm just doing something wrong. Oh, I think they're like 0. Hang on. Next index, if my from index is negative, it's sort of the I'm not pulling out the position it's currently in, I think. Oh, why is my brain hurting? My brain hurts. I have an index. I pull out the value at that index and add it to my current index. So if I'm going forward, this is fine. I know, gee, if I'm going forward, it's fine. I took a mind-bending route. I know, I should have just done something really, really straightforward. I feel like for some reason I thought I could do this. If my number's negative, all right. Let's just think about this. If I have, let's say I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are my indices, and I have A, B, and this is -2. 0, 2. It should just put it there. All right, but I have -3 here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, C, D, E, F. 1 minus 3 is -2. All right. I have -3 plus 1 is -2. All right, so I have this number here, -2. -2 mod
7 equals -2. And then -2 plus 7 equals 5. Which isn't right. And I don't understand why it's not right. If I did... Alright, so if I want to go back -2. Let's look at the case where I have -2. Oh, because -1 is equal to the last position. So -1 should go to 6. Wait. What? Why can't I figure this out? Shouldn't it be 1, 2, 3? If we're going the negative direction, I'm gonna make another example here for my example 2. This is why I'm confused why it works going forward though. Oh. Because when I go to the end, thank you, thank you. So I have one less value in there. What I'm not quite sure is when I'm going forward, it seems to be okay. Yeah, but you're right. I pulled that value out. So my question is do I only need to do this if... So this is what I didn't want to do though. If val is less than 0, I'm getting the index if it was... Oh, I'm still hurting. So if I did it the opposite direction, is it easier to think about? Because now removing the from index is fine if the from index came before the to index. You want to see my stupid solution? So the idea is my from index to indexes might be swapped. You want to see my stupid solution? If so, it's happening. Oh no, this won't work. This won't work. Oh yeah, it will work. I want... Hang on. It won't work. It won't work. I'm calculating the wrong next index. So really the bug is here. Because this swap is working fine, right? My next index wrong. I keep thinking the move is wrong, but it's my calculation of the next index is wrong. I'm gonna do something dumb. And I don't know why this... If this works, it's gonna be weird and I don't understand it. If val is less than 0... if val greater than or equal to 0. This seems to work fine. Otherwise, and I'm hopefully we'll see what I've done wrong here. What is? Oh, that's super weird scoping. I guess it makes sense. Oh my god. Okay. Otherwise, it was working fine one way. Why can't I do this? Otherwise, -1? Oh my god, is this good? Alright. Alright. Or do I need to go in the other direction? One, two. Alright, so this is not correct. This is not correct. You can, yes, feel free to offer me support and emotes in this trying time. Go, go, go. Why can't I do this? This is making me so sad. Moving 2 from 0. So it was at 0 to 2. Moving -3 at 1 to 4. 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, -2, -3, 0, 4. Moving 3 at position 2 to 5. All right, here comes another negative. Moving -2. All right, so this is where things go wrong. It's almost as if I'm going off the edge. All right. Yeah. You guys. Okay, so it's not this. Yeah, this. All right, let's do this crazy thing. If thank you others for supporting the captain. You guys, my heart is so full right now. It's like if I would go off the edge, right? So if Val, I don't know why my brain can't. I need to draw pictures. I need to draw some pictures out, but no one wants to watch me draw pictures. So if Val plus IX is less than 0. Oh, what did I have before? Oh, I think I was so close here. If Val plus IX. Hang on. Drawing with the mouse is the bane of existence. If val plus ix is greater than 0, I can just return next ix. Otherwise, all right, this is... All right, let's... Why can't I do this? Uh, 0 to 2, 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 0. Uh, 0 to 0. 6 to 3. Moving 4. 1, 2. Oh, this is wrong. Gupta, I did finish yesterday's. I got my solution. The first time I submitted my solution took 6 minutes for part 2. And then I optimized it down to about 10, I think it's like 7 or 10 seconds. And then I looked at solutions and realized if I'd done a breadth first search, I could have better things. Don't spoil it yet. I'm still working on it because my brain can't. I've chosen to go down a nasty path. Don't spoil it just yet. Don't spoil it just yet. I cannot figure out why my brain cannot figure this out. Moving 4 moves between -3. So it should move forward 4. So 0 does not move. I got that one. My 4 goes off my far edge. 0, 1, 2, 3. To position 3. Oh, okay. So I have this case. And val plus ix is less than list count. So if it doesn't go off the edge, I can just move it. And I think I'm gonna have a case for going off the front and back. Wow, this is... I don't know why I can't comprehend why my list isn't working. I've gone down this horrible rabbit hole. 2, 1, -3. 1, -3, 2, 3, -2, 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, -2, -3, 0, 4. 1, 2, -2, -3, 0, 3, 4. Oh, what happened here? Oh, I've modified my indices. Unintentional. Let me take this away. Hang on. If from index equals to index, return. Do nothing. There's a bug there. Yeah, this is killing me. 1 match. Should have written a unit test. Should have written unit test, man. It's probably not too late. 1, 2, 3, -2, -3, 0, 4. 1, 2, -2, -3, 0, 3, 4. Something's going wrong. with how I'm updating my index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. Moving. Notice my indices get all messed up here. Oh, I'm in pain. Moving -2. Yeah. Core, I have heard of that. I think I've had some students in the past participate in that. It's been a while though, like maybe 3 years ago. -2. It moves to the correct position, but I didn't update this properly. Teach you. I'm teaching a class next term called Introduction to Competitive Programming. So I'm hoping that will be a fun class for my students. This completely breaks when I go from -2 when it goes backwards. So all of the previous ones are less than, greater than. All right, so there's a bug with my from index. All right, so here broke something. So my going backwards breaks it. God, I need to write some unit tests, man. Let's just keep muscling. Unit tester for only for good programmers. I'm not a good programmer. All right, so we're gonna start. I swap them and I say start at my. So I need to include my 2 index actually if it's on the bottom side. Is that right? Index 0. And so is that what I did wrong there? We're doing shotgun programming. Two one 2135046 2135046. Still not right. I bet this is painful to watch. 21 -3 -204. 1 -3 23 -204. 1 2 3 -2 -304. 1 2 -2 -3034. 1 2. All right. Oh, my -2 is actually not even moving to the right spot. So -2. Four and 1. Hang on. My -2. -2 moves between 4 and 1. 0, 1, 2. Why? Oh. This is interesting. So if wouldn't it be I just misunderstood. Hang encrypted file, for example, the second you go off the end, you go to the end. One, two, -3, still wrong. Jeez. Yeah, that wraparound got me there. So similar, if you go off the right end, you're gonna have to always wrap forward. One, two, one, -3, 1, -3, 2, 3, -2, 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, -2, -3, 0, 4. 1, 2, -2, -3, 0, 3, 4. 1, 2, -3, 0, 3, 4, -2. 1, 2, -3, 0, 3, 4, -2. And then the 4. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not wrapping properly when I go around that edge as well. 4. Yeah. So if you reach the end, you have to go off the edge. But if you go off the edge, I do this wrong. If I go off the edge, why can't I do this? 1, 2, -3, 0, 3, 4, -2. My 4 needs to go. The second it goes here, it goes to the beginning. Else if val plus ix less than or equal to 0. All right, yeah, so I watched that. So this is going to be val greater than or equal to. Does not count. I'm going to add 1 additional. All right, I think I got my next index working. Oof. Oh. Yeah, that was painful. Let's remove. I hope this works. and isn't just hacked together to work for this version. Thankfully, Eric did have, this problem description does give you all of the situations where you go off the right edge, you go off the left edge, you move backwards, you move forwards. So I had a problem not understanding that you don't just add it to the end. So my next index was working in the wrong way, where it wasn't handling going off the edge properly. I sort of felt if I got to the end, I should just add it to the end. But if I went off the end more than once, it went back to the beginning. Same with going backwards. So I had that wrong. So after you do it, look at the index 1000, 2000, 3000. After the value 0. Okay. Then the Grove coordinates can be found by looking at the 1000th, 2000th, and 3000th number after the value 0. Wrap it around the list as necessary. The above example, the 1000th number after 0 is 4. Alright, so you find the number 0, and then you need to go around it. Alright, so we have to find the number 0. So we're going to find the index of 0, and then the 1000th index after that. Int ix of 0 equals s.list.index of 0. And then we have to increase that by 1000. Int ix of 0. Int my brain is fried right now too. I can't even think straight. So it's going to be some index of 0 plus 1000 mod s.list.count. I'm just going to add a little helper in here. Public int get int ix. And this is going to return list at ix mod list.count. Yeah. I don't know why. My brain is fried right now. Okay, so my mouse is giving me trouble. It's sum equals s.get ix of 0 plus 1000. The real example is 4. What is the sum of these three numbers? Let's print this out just to make sure. Console.writeLine sum. This should not have taken me this long. Oof. Adding these together, you get 3. Okay. All right. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Am I? Oh, it took forever to print them out, probably. I was like, this is running way too long. Oh, God. All right. All right. I'm scrapping this. I'm starting over. I'm starting over. I'm starting over. I'm not doing it this way. I'm gonna redo this from scratch. Just jeez. My I'm all cross-eyed. Yeah. So I'm all cross-eyed and can't think properly. I'm gonna build up some unit tests. I'm done for this morning because man, I can't even think straight. Thank you everyone so much for the encouragement. This puzzle should be easy. It really should be easy, but man, my head hurts from trying to think about it in this crazy way. I understand the puzzle better now. I didn't understand how things went off the right and left side properly. So I have that working now. And hopefully in like an hour or two when I'm not so frustrated. So I think part of it is my frustration as well. But I'm gonna write some unit tests. I'm gonna get it. I'll get it working. I'm gonna write some unit tests. I'm gonna get it working. But yeah, I need a unit tests in here to make my brain okay with it. Yesterday's problem was just annoying. If you want some hints, G, let me know. Or I guess you could go watch the video. My approach was challenging. What was like finding the optimal solution, but I'm a little jealous of Smab's solution. I wish I had done it that way. That was like my initial thought, was to do it the way Smab did it. And I think it's just an easier implementation to do it that way. All right, everyone. I'm gonna end early here. Maybe I should have just gotten a second cup of coffee earlier. That's what I should have done. As soon as I ran into some trouble, I should have stopped, grabbed some coffee, and done it. But I just tried to muscle my way through it. I'm pretty grumpy right now that I can't seem to get this to work. So I need to write some unit tests. Sloppy, really sloppy. Anyway, again, thank you everyone so much for hanging out. Thank you for coming aboard. If you ever want to come back, do not hesitate. Have a beautiful day. Keep on growing. Keep on coding. I'll see you next time.